Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Before I open the floor for the media, let me ask a few questions. Firstly to Sunny. You've been on Mandate cover before this, if I'm not wrong. But this time it's with your husband. What is the experience like?
Okay. You guys can all hear me? Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, fine. Well, shooting for Mandate Magazine, the first time was amazing, but this time was absolutely incredible because I got to shoot with my husband. And these are probably one of the nicest layouts. I mean, I've only seen like one or two pictures right now. The nicest layouts I've ever seen, some of the nicest pictures I've seen of us. And I can't wait to get them into my house. You have to give me the images, please.
I think it's Mandate's first couple cover as well.
Yes.
And it's one of the best of the
Oh,
Thank you.
Not often.
Very
I would
nice.
say till date it's the best.
I'm honored.
What do you understand?
Sorry?
He thinks it's Mandate's best cover till date.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, now I go to the man of the moment. Daniel, I know a few friends who are quite smitten by you.
Oh.
And you have quite a following in the ladies section.
Oh,
How are you
I'm
handling
flattered.
the relation?
Including her.
Thank you. I'm flattered.
He's turning red.
How am I supposed to respond to this? Okay. What's the question?
How are you handling the female adulation?
I have no answer to this because I maybe have I have blinders on. My world revolves around Sunny, so I don't really think of anything else. And so I really don't acknowledge or I don't. So sorry if I don't acknowledge it. I'm flattered. Thank you so much.
You worked with Mandate before.
Yes.
Tell us something about the magazine.
Mandate, for me, is the first magazine in India, for myself, that it's kind of like a home for me now. They have always treated both of us with the utmost respect and given us a chance to basically showcase ourselves and showcase us in a light that other magazines maybe didn't give us the opportunity to. So for me and forever, and I know for her and forever, Mandate is a home for us, and we love them.
Sunny, we see you, looking into each other's eyes and completely in love. Can you share one thing you find the hottest in Daniel? And not his smile or his height. Give us some meat. Something.
Well, I know the Daniel, that's the silly Daniel. everybody thinks he's rough and tough guy. He's got all these tattoos. He walks into a meeting and he looks a little scary, but for me, he's a big softie. But for everybody else,
why are you giving this away on camera?
But everybody else should be afraid.
Is everything. I know nothing of what she's talking about.
Yes, you do. For people that don't know him, the second that you just relax and you're yourself, and you take 5 minutes to get to know him, you fall in love with him. And then there's a lot of people that are scared of him, which is good for me.
I think I have asked a lot of questions. I throw the floor open for the media. Any questions? Yes.
Hi, Daniel. Have you got any Bollywood offers yet?
Yes, I have had a few offers so far. My timing and my commitment between everything Sunny Leone and everything music, I don't have time right now to do anything with films. But I guess if it was an amazing role and they only needed me for like 3 days, then it would be perfect. But if it's an amazing role and they need me for 40 days, I can't do it.
What kind of projects would interest you?
Probably something extremely negative. Does that surprise you?
Next question.
Hi, Sunny. Is there one Bollywood actor you'd love to romance on screen?
Good question. I'd like to know this too. So I make sure that
It's not one person that I would like to romance with. For me, it's more about I want to work with the people that want to work with me. If that means that that role has intimate scenes or sexy scenes in it, then, you know, it's part of the job. It's part of the movie. It has to be believable. But the only true romance is this guy right here.
Next question. That's anyone? Next question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Sunny. Hello. I'd like to ask you, how easy or difficult is it to sort of maintain this relationship and be so much in love when you're always in the limelight as you used to?
You first.
Me first? It's really easy with Daniel because he's my best friend. And when you have a best friend, and I think that there's a lot of people out here that do, you always want to see your best friend. You always want to talk to him. You always want to talk about work. You want to talk about fun stuff. You want to talk about things you want to do. And it just so happens he's not only my best friend, he's my husband, and he's my lover. So I love it. If we go to dinner and we don't talk about work, then great. But if we go to dinner and we talk nothing about work because we're both so excited, then that's great too. We don't really separate the lines because our work is our life.
I don't think that we've ever had any normalcy in a relationship. From the moment that I met her, it's kind of always been in the spotlight, whether I knew that that's what I was getting into or not. That's the way her life was already. I just kind of jumped into that. So I don't really know what normalcy is, maybe, I guess. But I know at the end of the day, our home life to us is normal, out of the limelight, out of the spotlight, and we're just like anybody else. And
we cook breakfast together in the mornings,
and we try
like today.
And we try to do everything together like a normal couple, and that's it. And only when we come to wonderful events like these do we kind of feel like, oh wow, our whole life is under a magnifying glass. But that's okay.
And we have the next question.
Hi.
Hello.
5 films, if I'm not mistaken, coming up this year with Masti Zade and all of that. Which one is the one that you're most excited about? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, a lot of the movies, I guess a few of them are really, really different from each other. So if I can't pick one, I'm going to pick 2. Masti Zade, because it was so much fun to shoot, and based on what I shot and what I saw, it's going to be non-stop laughing, shocking, going, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Fun. The songs are fun. The songs are catchy. They're still stuck in my head. And the craziness and madness that goes on in this movie is I can't tell you anything because I'll get in trouble. And then there's Ek Peheli Leela, which is the complete polar opposite. It has scenes where I get to dress up as a princess, and there's a lot of the image that everybody's seen, which is a flashback, and it's so beautiful. And Emmett Khan and Bobby did such an amazing job making it look so beautiful and grand. And if I just show you one image, it's layer upon layer of creativity behind everything. Every frame is beautiful. So they're both very different.
All the best. I mean, how has it been juggling 5 films actually?
It's like this, juggling.
I'm not even in the films, and it stresses me out. So I can't.